Good afternoon. This is my April 20th COVID-19 update. My name is Randy Wolken, President and CEO of MACNY and the Manufacturers Alliance in New York State. The curve continues to flatten, and the numbers are down for the 7th straight day. The amount of net hospitalizations and the number of intubations continues to decrease, but there's still no new COVID hospitalizations every day. There were 1,380 yesterday. There were a total of 478 COVID-19 deaths on April 19th. Of this, 155 were hospital deaths, with 23 in nursing homes. This represents a decrease from the previous day, but for the last several days, the number has been generally flat. A total of 14,347 New Yorkers have died due to COVID-19. The governor reiterated that the current infection rate is 0.9%, meaning every person who is infected then infects just under one person. This means the outbreak is slowing, but if the infection rate were to grow to 1.2%, that would mean the virus would be increasing, and that would begin potentially to overwhelm the healthcare system, which means we do have a very small error in terms of moving forward. When activity increases, the infection rate spreads due to contact, and as people start to come out and move around, it will be inherently more difficult to stop the increase of the virus spread. The governor announced the creation of Reimagine New York Task Force, which will focus on building a better back to normal. The task force will include primarily downstate and those affected areas. They will include Westchester County, Nassau County, Suffolk County, and New York City. The state will also bring in experts to focus on housing and transportation to put the best plan forward. The governor reiterated his bipartisan support for the next federal stimulus package, which could include, he's hoping, $500 billion for state and local governments. For the first time, the state budget is based on what we receive from the federal government. Without these federal funds, the state financial plan will forecast a 20% cut in schools, local governments, and hospitals. It also proposes the federal government to provide a 50% bonus hazardous pay for frontline workers. The governor also talked about an expansion of healthcare testing in public housing in New York City in order to have also on-site health services, and working with representatives so that they can come up with a pilot program. Additionally, the state will be delivering more than 500,000 cloth masks, at least one per resident, and 10,000 gallons of sanitizer to public housing communities. After testing, we'll need to focus on contact tracing. Cuomo believes this should be a state responsibility to coordinate with regions and labs. Contact tracing would require a tremendous amount of people and could be cost-intensive. Testing is the first step. On elective surgeries in upstate hospitals, right now they're looking into potentially bringing them back within those hospitals, since they're facing significant financial burdens and they are not facing capacity issues. It's a question of balance in the rolling curve of the outbreak. Secretary to the Governor, Melissa DeRosa, announced today the Department of Labor is rolling out a streamlined process to apply for pandemic employment insurance. Previously, New Yorkers were required to apply for regular unemployment insurance and be rejected before applying for pandemic unemployment assistance. With this new application, which aligns with the updated federal policy, New Yorkers will be able to simply fill out one form to get the correct benefits. More information on this is in the guidance section included in this link. Governors Cuomo, Murphy, Lamont, Wolf, Carney, Raimondo, and Baker have announced their appointees to the Regional Multi-State Council to get people back to work and restore the economy. The appointees include one health expert, one economic development expert, and the respective chief of staffs from each of the states. Those can be found on our website, and you can see who they are. The governor also issued Executive Order 202.21, which clarifies specific handling of marriages, which now can utilize audio-video technology. There's also updated guidance related to New York State Department of Health. Here's some additional information For instance, on the pandemic unemployment assistance fact sheet for New York State Department of Labor, and also, as mentioned before, a new streamlined application process. There are no changes to the Empire State Development recent executive orders around essential businesses, and there have been no changes to New York City's agency suspensions and reductions. You can find a more comprehensive list of all the links to the executive orders and guidance on our website. The continued situation is as stated last week, New York is still on pause until May 15th. It's my expectation that we'll see a gradual increase in activity. I highly encourage every business to begin to plan for how it will fully open. If you're partially open as an essential business, begin to put together your plan for coming open fully. If you're closed, begin to work on your plan for opening. I believe it'll be an incremental approach versus a flip the switch, everybody goes back to work approach, which means I encourage you to be proactive. If you want a sense of how to do that, you can work with our team. We have an initiative called Keeping Our People Safe and Our Factories Running. And even if you're non-industrial and don't run a factory, this information could be really important to you as you begin to plan how you get back to normal. I think we all know it's going to be a new normal, and planning for that is going to be critical. I don't see the governors or the team of experts that the governor's working with indicating we're suddenly just going back to normal. Having the proper standards in place will help you be successful. It's a new week, and we'll continue to support your needs throughout the week. Please check our website for event announcements. All of our events are now digital. We announced today that we are postponing for now our annual dinner, but moving it to September 23rd. We'll gather again collectively, I'm sure in a new normal way, to celebrate manufacturing. It'll be our 107th year celebration. We look forward to serving you and working with you through this very difficult time. Please be calm, stay safe, and carry on. Have a nice evening.